Bridgeside.
Welcome back, and we're here with the lovely Gina Sobel and her bandmates, Chris and Adam. Here we go, guys. Lovely set. It was awesome.
Thank you.
We had
so
a good
much.
time.
It was awesome,
All right.
like really. And I honestly did a little stalking, so inside. So I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
So you guys are from Washington, D.C., or from
Yeah,
Lower Virginia area?
We all met in Charlottesville, Virginia, actually.
Okay.
And we've all, I think, lived in D.C. at different points in time, or the D.C. area. So, yeah, I would say we're a bi-city in that sense.
Okay. And what's the difference in the cities? I mean, New York City is a completely different music vibe, and D.C. is now, like, really up and coming in the last few years.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can talk a little bit about my recent experience in DC. That the scene is just like blowing up, and it's super supportive, and there are tons of jams all the time. Whatever kind of music you play, you can find people who want to play on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, and there are tons of gigs. Like, it's just like a really exciting city to be a part of, music scene to be a part of right now. But these guys spend time in DC and now live in New York, so they can talk a little better about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Gina. There's a lot of great stuff going on in DC. A lot of great players, some nice venues as well. I mean, New York is of course just it's New York. You know, there's tons of people and tons of everything. So there's certainly more variety of what all you can do in New York. But they're both very exciting scenes to be part of. And I still spend a good amount of time in both D.C. and now New York as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, I haven't played too much in D.C. as of late, but even like growing up, like I would just go see like go-go music and like eat fucking like mambo sauce and shit, and like chill. I'd go to like house parties and stuff more, and it seems like there's more just like a lot of gigs down there. And I think the benefit of having like a kind of like a smaller sort of pool than like New York is that you get to play with people more and like go to more venues and stuff like that. And like there's more not more community, but there's like a lot of the same faces,
Yeah.
and same kind of like you can build a rapport that way.
And it's such an easy city to get around. You can play a gig on one side and then just hop in your car and drive across town and like
Nice.
go to a jam or go hang out with friends and play. And there's just like so many opportunities. This is like a DC tourism commercial, right?
Go DC.
The nation's
So you guys are more funk and jazz based. How do you incorporate, like, where did you come up with the idea to incorporate not only the flute, the saxophone, but full-fledged band? I feel like, I feel like I just got a flashback from the 90s because it was really big in that era. So it's like, do you have a lot of influence from there, or what are your major influences in?
Yeah, that's a good question. So as far as the instruments, is like, a lot of people ask me if I like grew up listening to jazz flute or things like that. And for me, it really is, I play the flute, I play the sax, and I love a lot of this funk and jazz and fusion stuff. And it just happens that I play my instruments that are like my voices in the music that I love. So it's less like there was someone that I really admired or that like I really wanted to be a jazz flute player. It's just like I love jazz, I grew up playing jazz, and I love the flute. And so like those two things just kind of got married on their own without much interference from me. But one thing I'm always trying to do is take the stuff I write by myself in my room with my guitar and figure out how to express that with a broader sound, with a band. And so as I said a few times during the set, that's something that we're really working on, is arranging these tunes and bringing in those elements of jazz and funk and improvisation, but still keeping a really strong lyrical base and like direction to the songs. It's not just a jam thing. It's like all about these tunes, which takes a lot more work than like, for me, because I Choose Your Own Adventure, my funk band, was here a few months ago, and we do a lot more like live composition on the fly stuff, and that's super fun too in its own right, and hard and creative, but in a different way than these arrangements. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here.
Very cool. And so, are there any questions from the studio, guys? I know that we were on YouTube and Facebook
Hey
earlier.
guys.
Hey.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to know we hear you talking about your album during the set. Tell us more about the album.
Sure. Well, actually, Choose Your Own Adventure, my funk band, just released a record like a month ago. It's self-titled. It's got a really cute kangaroo with sunglasses on the front. And if you look up Choose Your Own Adventure and my name, Gina Sobel, you'll be able to find that album on Bandcamp and Spotify and all that stuff. And spoiler alert, that tune and also the arrangement of All Day Long that we did are both on that record. And then a lot of the other songs came from an album I did called World's Getting Loud. And that last tune that we did as a full band is the title track from that record. And that's a solo album, so it's kind of cool to follow. And All Day Long's also on that, so you can follow the journey of these tunes as they move around. And that last song I played is not really one I'd ever think about doing with a band. I think that's an important thing to realize is no matter how much you're interested in these different genres and figuring out how to move these songs around and refresh them, it's important to also listen to like what the song needs and how to best express what it's trying to say. So.
And I'm going to say related to that, I'm going to give a plug for Gina.
Oh.
So she mentioned her solo project and she mentioned her funk project.
Oh.
In addition to those two, she also leads a rock band, which is a slammin' rock band
Whoa.
called Gina Sobel and the Mighty Fine.
Oh,
Oh,
excuse me.
they're
That
mighty.
was important.
Yeah,
Thank
these
you,
are all
Chris.
important things. And she leads a jazz project,
That
original
Chris
music.
is a member of.
Um,
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's a very versatile leader
Oh, thanks,
and
Chris.
incorporates all of these into her performances.
All right. So, curiosity now that Chris has opened up a whole new can of worms. Where can we see you guys perform next as Gina Sobel, as the Funk Adventure, as the rock band? Where are you guys?
So most of us will be up at Bushwick at what's the name of that bar?
Arrogant Swine.
The
It's like a
Arrogant
barbecue
Swine
place.
tonight
Okay.
until like midnight. So we'll be jamming there tonight. Just keep an eye on the Facebook page, Choose Your Own Adventure, Live Composed Funk, as well as Gina Sobel. And we'll let you know next time we're in New York. Be all over Charlottesville, Richmond, and D.C. this week. So lots of stuff coming at you in the Mid-Atlantic.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
And you
for
guys
having us.
at home, check out next week's show, Haven.
Go Bridgeside.
Go
Go
Bridgeside,
Bridgeside,
guys.
guys.
Hey,
Woo,
that
thank
Bridgeside.
you.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Go Bridgeside.